Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. I'm your Chief Gironca, and today I'll continue my Discworld series. This is episode 3. And I actually had something else planned for today, but I kinda have to change my plans because something very sad and very unfortunate has happened. Terry Pratchett died. He died in March 12th, 2015. So that's 6 days ago. And yeah. Well, I don't really know how to say this or what to say. I mean, I didn't know him personally, obviously, but he was my favorite author, and you know, I'm sad to hear that he's dead. I think it's a big loss for the world, and even though it feels very cheesy to say this because it has been, in my opinion, overused in social media, but I'm still gonna do it. Rest in peace, Terry Pratchett. Sir Terry Pratchett, I must say, because he has been knighted. Yeah, well, so in his honors, I thought that I should, you know, incorporate, or maybe, you know, talk about him during my series, during my Discworld series. However, you know, just talking about him the pretty much the entire time would kind of, you know, not incorporate the EU4 gameplay into it. So I have to come up with something that it, you know, feels a little more natural. And I think what I will do is I'm just gonna keep playing. I'm actually gonna start right here. Just let the game run in the background a little bit, and not very fast. And someone has just converted, which is good. Just want to finish my lane of thought here. I'm not gonna do anything, you know, too crazy. I'll just let the game go a little bit. And Quirm wants to ally me. Who else? Smallbund. Octarina and Smallbund, I said no. Yeah, actually I have to stop to actually talk about this real quick. I think what I will do, I will try my narrative way of talking, but I'm gonna also, when nothing is going on, I will also talk about a little bit of Terry Pratchett's life, what he has achieved, what he was interested in, maybe some funny or random facts that you didn't know about him, and that are hopefully interesting to you. So that's kind of what I will do to honor him a little bit now that he is dead. I think that's quite reasonable. Anyway, let's continue. So yeah, the first thing is probably, why did he die? Well, he died of Alzheimer's. And Chirm and Quirm. Okay, sorry guys, I have to change that. First of all, take the alliances. Yes, those are defensive alliances with my neighbors. Proving relations with Stolat doesn't like me because I'm allied to his rival. That's fine though. I'm just gonna ally the Stoplanes. Sorry, but I have to do this. The Stoplanes region. So I'm gonna ally Pseudopolis and Stolat as well, because they have enough relations, and Überwald. Those are the only people I will ally. Alright, moving on. The Clax. Oh, okay. The Clax is interrupted. A group of overzealous and superstitious peasants has attacked some of the gargoyles manning our Sephirmore towers, and in the process tore several of them to the ground. Okay, well, this is actually interesting. I didn't think they have unique events, which is very cool at this point. Now, one of the things, actually, these things are actually one of the things I want to talk about, because there are several places in ankh-morpork that I have not yet talked about. And one of them is actually the so-called the Grand Trunk, which is a company that runs this clocks, which is a communication system, and those are, you can think of it like a mechanical optical telegraphs, and they were sort of used during the Napoleonic era, and they were used successfully until, you know, electrically wired telegraphs have been implemented. And this is just one of the things here I wanna show you guys. This is one of the very unique style that Terry Pratchett uses in his books, and I'm very happy that these guys, whoever made this mod, implemented this, because he uses things that actually happened in history and kind of transforms it into his Discworld, and that's very cool. So this happened during Napoleon's era, and he's using it in his Discworld as well. Alright, so what can I do? I can send a crew to repair it, or this doesn't concern us. The Grand Trunk Sephirmore Company will get to it eventually. The clocks are interrupted. Well, now here's the thing. We are currently Patrician Vetinari. Vetinari is very, how to say, I don't think he wants the company to pay. What Vetinari would do, he would probably send for someone, and now I would love to have another option here, because this doesn't concern us is not true, because Vetinari uses the clocks himself, especially talking to Lady Margolotta. So he definitely wants them to work, but he doesn't want to pay his own money. I'm not sure which one to pick. He's probably gonna send a crew to repair it, but no, I think it does concern us, but he's not gonna pay for it himself. No, the Grand Trunk Semaphore Company will get to it eventually. If not, they're gonna be thrown into the Scorpion Pit. So there you go. Yeah, so that's that. Another place in the ankh-morpork area, since those are the Stowe Plains. Ankh-morpork obviously is very flat, but it has one, you know, you could call it a hill. It's called the Hump, and it's the highest place in the ankh-morpork region. And there are obviously some buildings that are quite high as well. There's the tower, the ancient Tower of Arts, which is very high, and obviously the Grand Trunk Sapphire towers. They're quite high as well. But everything else is very small, very little, and not very high. Simply because you gotta consider this is a medieval setting, so most of the houses are only 2 stories high, or maybe 3 stories, but definitely not higher than that. So yeah, I wanna look at the caravans here. Grain from Kanisha Clutch, slaves from Kroll. All right, I think it's safe to go a little faster here. Alright, so one of the things I want to talk about, well, Terry Pratchett, he did die of Alzheimer's, and, well, he actually was diagnosed with it, with a very rare form of it in, I think 2010, I believe, and, he actually made a movie about his life and how he lived with Alzheimer's, with the BBC together, I think it was BBC, and kind of to raise the awareness of it. And he also, I think he donated $1 million to a agency that tries to find a cure for Alzheimer's. So that was a very significant donation, and obviously it kind of makes sense, him being affected by that disease himself, so of course kind of makes sense. Yeah, what else? I think maybe something to brighten this up a little bit. Terry Pratchett has actually a sea turtle named after him. There is a paleontologist, I believe that's what you call these guys. His name is Richard Köhler, and he called a newly, you know, discovered sea turtle species, and he called her, oh my god, this is tough to say, Scisphorphorus Terry Pratchetti. I thought that would be quite funny actually. So yeah, Terry Pratchett has a sea turtle named after him, so that's very cool. What else is there? Oh, Terry Pratchett does have a thing for computers and video games. I'm going to talk about computers and how he implemented them in the Discworld a little later, because there is a so-called hex thing which Ponder Stibbons, one of the wizards at the Unseen University, uses. And yeah, it's supposed to be somewhat like a computer. And he's also very into video games, but he likes video games that are kind of intelligent and have, you know, let's say some depth, or yeah, some depth to him. And he actually said that he enjoyed Half-Life 2, but I think EU4 or Paradox games in general would also be something that he'd be interested in. Okay, so a couple countries declare war, but that doesn't really concern me too much. You can do that, guys. Whatever. I'll just continue. Yeah, also Terry Pratchett has... Oh, come on. Stop. Who is that guy? Who are you declaring war upon? I don't know. Anyway, he also had a thing for orangutans, and he actually had a foundation, or he actually was. Wait, oh, Vassal of Überwald. Okay. And yeah, all his fans also at the convention, at the Discworld conventions, people would also talk about, you know, donating for orangutans. However, Terry Pratchett was very pessimistic when it comes to the future of these animals, and you can see his love for orangutans a little bit when you look at the Unseen University in ankh-morpork. Let me show that again, the Unseen University right there, because the librarian over there, it was a wizard who at some point magically became a orangutan, and he had the chance to transform back to a human, but he wants to stay a orangutan simply because it's easier for his work. So there you go. And I just see we have high fervor, so we have stored up 100 points, we're capped out. So now we can use them on something else. So I probably use them on trade, just gonna make me more money. So I think that's the best to do. And can I build more troops? Is it even necessary to build more troops? I think it's not. I think what I can do, I can even unfund my army. I don't need to pay them right now. They're useless. Can I get a mission improve? Protect against clutch, which would be 26. Wow, that's not possible. So improve the prestige. I think that's something I will do. I'll try to improve the prestige of the city. Yeah. And we have one merchant available. We got two. Francis Mitchell and Sidney Clarence. Now, I would love if... Okay, there is peace. I would love if one of these merchants would be called Cut My Own Throat Dippler. Because he is one of the merchants in the Discworld, in ankh-morpork actually. And he sells things so cheap that he's cutting his own throat, right? And yeah, he is I don't know, I can't really say. He's somewhat efficient. He always has something to sell. He's very how do you say this? He really gets you to buy his stuff even though it sucks. He sells sausages, and they're very interesting in tastes regarding to taste, but for some reason people keep buying it, even though they usually don't like him that much. But he should definitely be one of my merchants. Actually, can I send a merchant somewhere else? I can send one over here collecting, but that's it. Well, I guess I should do this. I mean, right? Might as well. Should probably increase. 314? Yeah, it does increase the money a little bit. So let's do that. What else can I do? What are the buildings we can... Why is it so slow? The heck? Okay, what can we build here? A tax assessor, embassy, monument, March, grain depot, morality. Okay. We're done with Krum, so I should probably send you here. Improve relations already? Improve relations? Improve relations? Improving relations. How about improving relations with I don't know. Probably these guys then. Somehow like me. Rejected alliance. Yeah. Well, I don't want to ally you. Sorry, guy. So what do I want to talk about? I made a list about things that I want to talk about, but it's very tough to coordinate that. Actually, Clutch has just gotten a rival, vassal. Who's your vassal? Yimturi. Never heard about these guys. And Instancia is being attacked by Omnia. What war is that though? No. Who is it? Who are you at war with? Asakravia. Who is that? I can't even see them. Oh, these guys. Interesting. They're winning, and they're part of the empire, part of the Holy Roman Empire. I like that. Okay, I think this is time for a new quote. or not a new quote, but a quote by Terry Pratchett about writing. He said that to write, you must read extensively, both inside and outside your genre, until or up to the point where it's, you know, overflow. And yeah, actually, he gives credits, or he credits his education to the Beaconsfield Public Library. Beaconsfield being the place where he was born and raised. And he did say that school helped a little bit, but most of the time he was in the library studying himself, or studying by himself. And he said that that actually made him, well, made him smart. Okay, so we are actually, I can take a new idea here. Administrative technology. We can, oh, we get new governments. Okay, let's just do this. There you go. And we get to build ships. Awesome. Yeah, take that. And now we can build a lot of ships. How many ships can I freaking build? Force limit is 22. I get to build 22 ships. Let's do this. Let's build a huge fleet of barks. How can create a template? There you go. I'll call it trade. Always like to call it trade. And there you go. 10 ships in 10 provinces. We only got 2, but who cares? Let's build them over here. Oh, we actually got 3 provinces. I forgot. Okay, we're gonna build 10 ships. Actually, can we build more? Hold on. Yeah, okay, great. 20 ships being built. Almost at the force limit. Nice. Okay. Clacks have interrupted has worn off, which is good. I like that. I think we're gonna improve relations with Genoa over here, because they're always good. Always good to have good relations with these people. Überwald has a new vassal. Felon and Vojania, those little countries, okay. Making a lot of vassals. How about you become my vassal? What do you think of that? They have too much base tax, unfortunately. It really sucks. And Sapian, do you want to be... Wait, who has a claim here? Is it Clutch? Yeah, of course it's Clutch. They don't want to become my vassal. It's too bad. What's going on over here, bro? Borogravia lost a war to Muntap. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna go declare any wars as long as the patrician veterinary is on... Yeah, is in power. Because he would definitely not want to do that. Obviously, if someone attacks me, I would go to war, but I'm not gonna attack anyone. No aggressive. No aggressiveness. I'm not gonna do that. Who's this guy? Klatchistan. Siege of Klatchistan. Those names are so cool. Okay, what else have we got? Some random fact about Terry Pratchett. He was a... Okay, that's one thing, which kind of makes sense looking at this map actually. Terry Pratchett was a hobby astronomer. Oh, cool. Look, I can do it like this. Yeah, so he was a hobby astronomer. Oh, astronomer? You know what I'm talking about. And he actually had an observatory in his garden, which is pretty cool, I think. I mean, I would love to have that. But yeah, quite a cool thing. He was very into science fiction. In the early one, science fiction was really what enjoyed him, well, gave him the most joy. But he's also obviously he likes fantasy a lot. He also likes crime, not crime, but crime books or series, and you know, he also likes, what's it called, horror game. He also made horror movies, and not movies. He wrote some horror stories, not many, but a little bit. Especially his early stuff was a lot about horror. Okay, so I'm gonna send this fleet patrolling a protecting trade node of ankh-morpork, because this is my important trade node. How much money are we gonna make from this? Oh my god, this is so slow. 4.46 ducats. Alright. Can still... I have too few rivals. Can I rival anyone? Should probably improve relation with Omnia. Simply because I feel like they're important. In a way. And I could get advisors. How much money am I making? 6.6. Okay, so probably should get... what will be interesting? I think it makes sense for ankh-morpork to get a... Well, we're not making much tax. Oh, we're actually making a lot of tax. So how about we get someone who improves our tax modifier? I think that's very smart. And we'll also get someone who improves our diplomatic reputation because we want that. No, I think what makes more sense as veterinary is getting spy offense. Simply because he really has a lot of spies all over the place. And the third one, we're probably gonna... I think fort defense makes sense. Being ankh-morpork, yeah. I think that's cool. And someone has just been annexed. Klatchistan has been annexed? Okay. I should probably send out a warning to these guys. They don't eat their neighbors. But yeah, pretty cool thing so far. I'm gonna have to rush through this a little bit because as long as Veterinary, as I said, as long as Veterinary is on the throne or on power, I cannot really declare war on anyone. It's unfortunate. I think one thing we should do is also improve relations with this empire over here because they're very powerful. We send our diplomats over there. Not sure if that's very likely. I haven't read all the books, but it might be. But eventually, as soon as the veterinary dies, one thing that could happen is that Carrot Iron Founderson, currently corporal at the Night Watch, he becomes king. If that happens, then we'll have to solve our differences with other countries diplomatically, because that's the way he would do it. But if someone else becomes patrician, then I think what I will do is I will most likely get the guild's faction into power because they want to encourage expansion, and I will go over to national decisions and I will try to create the Ankian Empire. Oh right, I need a commander for that. Commandant. Okay, so I will reform the City Watch if possible, and I will create the Ankian Empire, which means I'll need to conquer a lot of things, up to Genoa, I believe, right? Need to own Genoa. Right. Pretty cool. Okay, so what else is on my list here? Let me check. Oh right. So Terry Pratchett has gotten a lot of awards for his books and all his works, and he also was granted knighthood. I was talking about that earlier. And because he was a knight, or he became a knight, what did he do? He made himself a sword, and actually it can tech up again, but I cannot tech up military yet. That's very interesting. Okay, we'll tech up then. But yeah, it's very cool that he made himself a sword. He actually dug out some iron ore and then really just melted it by himself. And a couple friends were helping him, but he also added some meteor, how do you call that? Metal or meteor, whatever. And so that's very cool. He has a meteor sword. I think that's pretty awesome. I would love to have that myself. If I'm ever rich, I will definitely do that. We'll definitely do that. What else? What else have I? Pretty much everything that I've written down. Wow, that's not really a lot. Well, one of the things which I really like about Terry Pratchett is that fans really mean everything to him. I mean, I was never at a Discworld convention or anything like that. It's just not. I mean, first of all, I was way too young. You know, I was born pretty much after the big hype of the Discworld. You know, he continued to make his book series, but the hype was like 1990s or something, and you know, I was born after that. So, okay, we're done with this guy. We have more Alright, do trade then, I guess. Right, so I was born after that. Go to Chilepi. Just do it. So, I never went to any conventions. But I've heard that he was really, like, when he brought out a new book and he had like some signings, he would always sign, or he would always stay until he pretty much signed every single book. Even if it was like hours after the intended end date, he would still stay there and do everything for his fans, and I think that's very, very cool. Okay, I gotta pay a little bit of attention on what's going on over here. This empire seems to, has it grown? I think Muntop is someone I should improve relations with, simply because they look big. Cool stuff going on. Like how fast it's going. Among the poor. Great song. Well, I guess, hold on. Done with Clutch? Okay. I guess one thing that I can talk about, which is very interesting, is the Unseen University. I've mentioned it a little bit, or quite often actually, and you know, never really talked about it too much. And I think what's the cool thing about it is that, well, right now, the cool thing about it is that it's reduced the technology cost. But in the Discworld series, I like that there's all the wizards. They have all the magical books in that library, and it's just very cool. For example, the book, the most magical book, Octave, I think that's what it's called, which, you know, has the 8 most powerful spells in the Discworld, and this book is actually chained to a desk and kind of imprisoned in a cell. Oh my god, what the heck? I did not expect that. Really? Wow. Okay. I guess I'm not gonna talk about the Unseen University because we are at war with Clutch. I did not expect that. He declared war on me. Okay. Very, very interesting. Guess I'm gonna have to raise my troops. But I think this is a great way to end this episode. Wow, because then I will have to look at some other things first before I continue. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And yet again, I will say rest in peace, Terry Pratchett. You did good. You did really good. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's Chief Gironca signing off.